Hello everybody and welcome. Today we will be filling out my February TBR spread. Now if you want to watch me actually set up this spread, you'll have to go over to my February setup. Here I just have the book images that I printed through Canva, created through Canva and then printed off. It took a little trial and error to get the sizes just right, but luckily I got it within a couple times. And boom, I cut them off camera so they're all nice and ready for me. And now, in no particular order, I am going to use double-sided tape and put them in here. The first book that we're going to start out with is Babel by R.F. Kuang. It's a novel that grapples with student revolutions, colonial resistance, and the use of language and translation as the dominating tool of the British Empire. I was actually planning to read it in January, but I couldn't get a hold of a copy of it to read. The next book on my list is The Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. It's about a princess named Shiori of Kaeda who has a secret. Forbidden magic runs through her veins. Normally she conceals it well, but on the morning of her betrothal ceremony, Shiori loses control. At first her mistake seems like a stroke of luck, forestalling the wedding she never wanted, but it also catches the attention of Raikuma, her stepmother. Raikuma has dark magic of her own, and she banishes the young princess, turning her brothers into cranes. Then my next book is Iron Widow by Ziren J. Zhao. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. The boys of Hoxia dream of pairing up with girls to pilot Chrysalis, giant transforming robots that can battle the mecha aliens that lurk beyond the giant walls. It doesn't matter that the girls often die from the mental strain. When 18-year-old Zidian offers herself up as a concubine pilot, it's to assassinate the ace male pilot responsible for her sister's death. Next we have The Color of Law by Richard Rothstein. It's a groundbreaking history of the modern American metropolis, leading authority on housing policies, and explodes the myth that America's cities came to be racially divided through de facto segregation. Through my random country generator, it chose Sao Tome and Principe. So I chose Exorcising Devils from the Throne, Sao Tome and Principe in the Chaos of Democratization. It's honestly the only English translated novel that I could find for this particular country, so we're just gonna enjoy it for what it is. The book that I'm currently placing is The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. It is actually book number 2 in the King Killer Chronicles that I am continuing. I read The Name of the Wind last month, so I'm hoping to do The Wise Man's Fear this month. Next up, we have Lies My Teacher Told Me, Everything Your American History Textbook Got Wrong by James Lowen. This national bestseller is entertaining, informative, and sometimes shocking expose of the way history is taught to American students. Every month I choose a manga to read between books, especially after like heavy subjects, or if I'm just not ready to jump into another novel. And this month I chose Skip Beat. I'm starting on volume 4, as that's all that I've already read up to. There's 49 in the series so far, so we'll see how far I get. The book that's been on my TBR the longest as of right now is A Woman of No Importance, The Untold Story of the American Spy Who Helped Win World War II by Sonia Purnell. So that goes on the list to finally be read. It sounds very interesting and I can't wait to dive in. So the next two are novellas by Patrick Rothfuss. This first one is The Slow Regard of Silent Things, which is technically number 2.5, so it comes after Wise Man's Fear. It follows Ari, who lives under the university. And the next one is The Lightning Tree, which is actually 0.5, so it's set a month before the first book, The Name of the Wind. This next book is actually The Dragon's Promise by Elizabeth Lim. It is actually the second book after Six Crimson Cranes, and it's what happens after. It's the journey to the kingdom of the dragons. Now, here is a whoops that I didn't realize until I'd already planned it out. This is Heavenly Tyrant. It is the second one of after Iron Widow. It does not come out till the end of August, so unfortunately I will not be reading that one for February. Instead, I will be replacing it with a classic. I will be reading Animal Farm. Then here's another classic that I will actually be finishing up the series. I'll be reading Joe's Boys, which is the last book in the Little Women series. I've really enjoyed it, despite how outdated, I guess, I find it, for lack of a better word. This next one is the first book in the Ranger's Apprentice series. It's The Ruins of Gorlin, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not really feeling it, but I'm gonna put it on here and see what happens, because I've been meaning to read the series and it just hasn't happened yet. And finally, our last book is The Boy in the Field by Margot Livesey. It's about some teenagers that are walking home from school when they discover a boy lying in a field, bloody and unconscious. Thanks to their intervention, the boy's life is saved. In the aftermath, all 3 siblings are irrevocably changed, and they are obsessed with like different parts of why is this boy here. Over on this side, I'm just going to write out the books that I actually read, and then next to it I will have a star rating beside of it to see the final look of this spread. I will have a post of it at the end of this month over on my Instagram. Thank you so much for coming along with me through this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a beautiful day.